We are live. This is the Kaizen Market Update. I am your host, Bill Noble. This is an audio check. I am checking to see whether you can hear me. Okay. If you need a roadmap in crypto, stick with this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live and the content works for you. Hit the like button. Okay, I'm coming through. That's excellent. Okay, let's welcome who's here. Keita Sira first on the stream. Lucas, Kane, Peter, welcome. Corey, Jelster, is it party time? Probably, but we got some gymnastics first. PDA, Suchi, Marvin's, Riyadh, SGSG, and OG on this stream. F. Morales as well. Lisa V, Zwani, Busy, Peach, Stefan, Dr. Rose, Railroaded in OG, Peter, Malik, Katya, Brandon, Del Capio, another one, VA Buds, Lamir, howdy, what's going on? A lot. Winning Edge, feeling nervous. Don't do it. Don't. What we're watching like positioning gymnastics, right? Everybody was long everything in the crypto space. Now this ETH thing is about to become a monster, an absolute monster. You need the elevator ride market update. They need Ethereum inside the legacy system as a hedge against a falling dollar, particularly hedge funds. Recently, it's been brought to light that the main owner of the Bitcoin ETF are hedge funds. So I know sovereign wealth funds and pension funds and stuff we're starting to buy. But right out of the gate, the Bitcoin ETF is in the hands of fast money, which means they will dump the Bitcoin ETF and move to ETH, whatever is hot. So you're watching hedge funds kind of dump the market to flood into ETH because, again, the bid is going to be tremendous. Now, the catch is with the Ethereum that as they drain it off the market, it's not going to be staked. So that's somewhat interesting. I don't know what that means. But what I do know is when the dollar goes down and the economy gets weak, which it is, okay, whether the Fed wants to admit it or not, metals up, dollar down equals Ethereum. Okay, Gian is here. Welcome. Okay, let's get started with news. If I don't share the screen, the producer's not back there today. So I'm going to try extra hard. U.S. home sales tumble amid further downward revision. Just falling out of bed, right? The median price refuses to come down. So sales are falling out of bed because the price of a new home cannot adjust. The market is locked. I mean, it can adjust, but it needs buyers, right? In other words, you can't have a market that doesn't trade and have housing prices fall. The way prices fall is you have to have sellers selling at lower prices to willing buyers. Right now in the housing market, there are no willing buyers. There are no willing buyers until rates come down. U.S. House passed crypto bill with bipartisan support. Biden does not threaten veto. Hey, you think they got the message that the crypto vote matters? Oh, yeah. Especially if it's a three-way race. And Trump is way ahead of the Democrats, probably, and from a PR perspective, Kennedy as well, although I think Kennedy is about to make a major comeback in terms of his crypto cred. This matters for politicians. ETH Ethereum ETF could be headed for approval today. I don't know whether they do it today or they don't do it today. They're going to do it. Now, if they don't do it today, you're probably going to have some volatility. We'll look at the charts. We'll check it out. They're doing it. Peter Schiff anticipates outflow from Bitcoin to Ether following the approval. Maybe. Right. In other words, these anti-crypto guys will do just about anything. Positions are going to have to be adjusted. I think the people who bet on Bitcoin for a certain specific reason. right? In other words, a hedge fund will prefer the Bitcoin ETF because they won't be leaving some gigantic footprint on chain. Now, whether that's good or whether that's bad, I don't know. But you have a level of anonymity when you use these ETFs. Now, is ETH going to outperform Bitcoin? Oh, yeah. Is ETH going to outperform Bitcoin long term? Probably. I'm going to show you the monthly chart. So ETH outperforming Bitcoin is good. ETH jumped 16%. Okay, this is the Financial Times. Cryptocurrencies rise catches analysts off guard. Yeah, not this analyst. After the reports, SEC asked issuers to refile applications, and you knew that. Kathy Wood told you that. Okay, Bitcoin Spot ETF gets 154 million in inflows as popular Bitcoin slams Ethereum, a speculative platform for gambling. Yeah, that was last cycle, right? That was Bored Ape, right? That's not happening anymore. Okay, you have one problem with the system. Money's got to flow into ETH DeFi. What platform can tolerate and can take? What network can, absorb the flows of institutional money coming in to DeFi? Only ETH. And no one gets this. No one gets this. Every day we talk about problems with the system and people act like it's not there. My political enemy's enemy is my friend. Okay. These guys are out of a job if they lose the crypto vote. Ace stock trader Nancy Pelosi votes for the landmark crypto bill, defies long-term advisor and current chairman, SEC chairman, who gave thumbs down for the Bitcoin ETF. Gary Gensler is going to go down in history as one of the biggest dummies of all time. Honestly, right? Fight it. Let the market decide what's good and what's not good. Let the market figure it out, right? I mean, XRP, he could have left XRP alone, and then as soon as he turned XRP loose on the market, it did nothing. He could have just left it alone, right? But they're not going to let him leave Bitcoin and Ethereum alone with what's going on with our debt. They got phone calls. What, Nancy just said, you know what? I'm having a philosophical epiphany. No. They got phone calls from hedge funds, from BlackRock, from Soros, who knows who. You don't think they know there's a problem with the system? There's a problem with the system. I know this is probably not true, but maybe the Fed told them to do it, right? It's like, hey, we got to get a different currency out there. We got to give people a back door in case this all goes bad. Or Wall Street said, hey, you guys made a huge mess. We need to protect ourselves. That's what I would say. U.S. and Europe should decouple on monetary policy. Divergent economic positions mean assessment of policy risk need to be different. Right. In other words, we're the only country on the planet reporting higher than expected inflation. Europe's not doing it. So you have to ask yourself, why is that? First of all, is that true? Second of all, do you have profiteering and package shrinkage after 2 years of this? And third, is what we're doing some sort of insidious thing to make people depressed and hurt the middle class? Like, why is not Europe and socialist countries normally have bigger problems with inflation than we do? Why is it different now? Why? Right? In other words, you get this big CPI number in June and everybody goes, oh my God. I buy that with both hands. You buy that with both hands, I think. Because again, we're the only country reporting this stuff. Bridgewater founder Ray Dalio joins billionaires snapping up Singapore housing. Boy, I don't know if this is like storefront property or actually, which announces moving Asian financial hub. Okay. Family offices, private wealth managers. I thought, I was like, God, there's a place I would love to go is Singapore sometimes. Well, inflation has been defeated in England. What's next for the Bank of England? Why do they have a problem? We have a problem, and they don't have a problem. Yes, we printed tons of money. So did they. They drove interest rates negative. Why do they have a problem and they don't have it, but we do? Why? And you know what? When they start cutting rates over there, their currency is going to go up. Honestly, because they're doing something smart. I don't know what we're doing. Everyone's like, "Oh, the dollar should go up." The dollar should go up. No. The dollar is going down. Bitcoin Ether in stasis as SEC ETF decision looms. Okay, so breaking in with some ETH technicals. Let's just say this current rally is able to extend itself. Oh, not the right one. Okay, so the support that I care about is 36.53. Because I think you get the idea about the Ethereum ETF. Okay, this is 89-minute charts, which I've also got in the PowerPoint. Now, everyone's getting all upset because the market is like the general market is down with ETH up. If ETH takes out 38.50 and holds there, right? 4,048 would be next from hidden pivot analysis. And the ultimate objective could be 4,400. And I don't see why that can't happen sooner rather than later. So that is just simply ETH TA right now. And we covered yesterday, total 2 and total 3, you know, total altcoin market cap, total 3 could double. I mean, it's not going to double today, okay, but it is going to double. Eager investors will pour $500 million in ETFs in the opening week. Meanwhile, Grayscale, not to be left out, they're launching trusts for layer 2s, near, and I even saw a Zcash tweet that they're working on something for privacy. Okay. Vitalik is advocating ZK likes on Farcaster after X privacy shift. I still got to get on Farcaster. Okay. Privacy. It's not just for pirates. It's not just for pirates. Bitcoin derivatives hint at a potential rally above 73K, new all-time high next. So, you know, first the media thinks it's going to 50, then it's going to 73. It's probably over on the downside in Bitcoin. So it's probably a buy the dip event at 67. We'll go through the charts in the PowerPoint. Okay. Godzilla versus King Kong. The SEC faces fierce battle against crypto's legal firepower. Yeah, I mean, you know, it used to be that the government could just like plow you under and they have an infinite number of lawyers. And, you know, the crypto market has been arming itself for years. They're not just going to be able to push everybody around. They're just not. I mean, how are they going to say that ETH is a security when they've already said, the CFTC has said it's a commodity? The ETH ETF is something that they want, and Gensler can make all the noise he wants. He's just going down the drain. He's just going down the drain. Look, check this out. Asia's MicroStrategy Metaplanet smashes all other Japanese stocks. Metaplanet stock was halted for 2 days as Tokyo Exchange rules as its shares rocketed over the last week. Okay. They are buying Bitcoin over in Japan. Again, over in Asia, they got problems with the Japanese currency, the Japanese bond market. Hey, let's buy a bunch of Bitcoin. How long do you think it's going to take before everybody starts copying MicroStrategy? How long do you think it's going to take before there's a MicroStrategy of Ethereum, of Solana? How long before a phone company starts buying Solana? US Bitcoin ETF, you know, every day we now have new Bitcoin ETF, okay? They hold 850,000 tokens, and that's not enough. That's not enough, okay? In other words, I don't think they have all the Bitcoin that they need to back the ETFs that are already out there. Honestly, I'm looking for this thing about, maybe I just lost it, about a particular crypto firm, okay? BlackRock, Grayscale, Bitwise rush to get staking out of their applications. Get the staking out of our applications, which means they're in negotiations to get it approved. Sorry. According to Census of Employment and Wages, job growth was 1.5%, not what they previously said it was. Okay, that means the monthly job reports overestimated non-farm payroll growth by over 770,000 jobs, and that's on top of the downward revisions. Okay, so that was probably a lot for you right there. In other words, they're not telling the truth about what's going on with employment or unemployment or underemployment. They're not. In other words, everyone's like, oh, everything's great. Yeah, they can tell you everything's great because they're not telling you the correct numbers. I mean, regrettably, whatever's going on with our government, they're just making no bones about not telling people the truth. This is the truth about the employment picture. Now, maybe they'll change the picture if they need rate cuts closer to the election. Maybe. Maybe. They should. Now, I don't know what's going to go on in June around these inflation numbers, if they're terrible. At some point, very soon, terrible inflation numbers are going to lead to demand destruction. People are walking away from consumer goods. I am, and this employment picture is bad. It is not good, and rates are coming down. China ramps up de-dollarization efforts by dumping a record number of U.S. bonds. Okay, the crypto ETFs are focusing crypto's huge moment, scrambling U.S. politics. I think the thing that's interesting is that this is a political journalist, political. Okay, Uniswap fights back against the SEC. This is what really ignites ETH when these guys push back, and they are going to be at consensus. They are going to be at consensus. Okay, let's see who else is here. Michaela Crystal, Peter. Sorry, what is the name of the Kennedy token again? Okay, well, these are low caps, so not necessarily allowed to talk about low caps. One of them is a serious token, okay, and one of them is a funny token. So maybe I can put that in the economics chat, but I'm not allowed to talk about low caps. I'm not allowed to talk about low caps without approval from the boss. So let me unshare the screen. Let me actually see is let me get out of the screen. And while I'm talking about the political tokens, let me see if I can find it on CoinGecko. Now, just as you know, there is a report in my Patreon store about the political tokens and how that can affect, how that is connected, I'm sorry, to the conventions and the Fed rate cuts. So I'm going to type in Politify here and see what it gives me. Because I know there's a way to get a list of the tokens without me telling you about the tokens, or we can talk about it in the economics chat. Okay. I know there's serious and silly. Silly actually went up yesterday. Silly like 3x'd. Serious has done well, but Okay, I am trying to get my PowerPoint up here and it is not working. All right. So I'm gonna go to a different chart program. I'm having to like improvise on the fly here due to technical issues. Sorry about that. Okay, here comes the Solana bottom. The Solana bottom. Okay, so here's hidden pivot analysis. Again, sorry about the technical problems. So this is how you do hidden pivot analysis. This is on a tactical chart. So Solana falls to its target around 170. I'm interested in Solana at these levels. Okay, Bitcoin. Okay, here's the hidden pivot analysis in Bitcoin. Here is the hidden pivot analysis in Bitcoin. Okay, 67,864. Just as a reminder, the market never trades good at a bottom. Doesn't it look awful today? It looks terrible, doesn't it? It looks absolutely awful. And that's normally what happens at a bottom. Okay. That is, I am working very hard to try to get the PowerPoint. Now, one of the things I'm going to say as I'm sharing screen here, okay, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Okay, this speaks to what can happen when this ETH ETF comes out, right? And I'm going to show Bitcoin, ETH versus Bitcoin monthly as well. So this is Bitcoin dominance. Here is how this can change. So this is a bearish upward sloping wedge for Bitcoin dominance. You normally travel the width of the formation from the point of the breakdown. That's a 4-point drop in Bitcoin dominance to just under 51. Okay, just to put that in perspective, that would unwind all of the outperformance of Bitcoin, probably versus Ethereum, going all the way back to October of 2023. Okay, again, improvising here. Okay, here is ETH versus Bitcoin on a monthly basis. So due to a technical problem, you're getting a treat to a ton of live TA. Okay, so here is ETH versus Bitcoin monthly. Labeling the chart right for live TA. Okay, now there's a couple ways to do this. First of all, if you look at this candlestick, it's tremendous, right? New low followed by a massive reversal, a bullish engulfing pattern that as of right now engulfs the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candlestick bodies. So from a candlestick point of view, it doesn't look any better than that. Now, if we do a little Elliott wave work, because I had this from, Tom DeMark has an Elliott wave tool. Okay, so this, whoops, is one way to look at it. Okay, I will explain this. Let me just draw it first. So every trend has 5 waves. 1, 3, and 5 go in the direction of the major trend. 2 and 4 are consolidations. Normally, if the 2 wave is small, that's right here. The 4 wave is broad and boring. Normally, they take the form of these zigzags. So down, up, down to a new low. And that's exactly what Ethereum versus Bitcoin did. You ready for this? Since December of 2021. That's how long Ethereum has been underperforming Bitcoin. So if this is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, there should be a tremendous fifth wave higher. Fifth waves are normally very emotional, and you could have Ethereum versus Bitcoin back at its all-time high. Now, could that include Ethereum going up and Bitcoin going down? Well, I don't know. Theoretically, yes. Now, the DeMark tool that I use, which again, I wanted to show you, but we had a technical problem, is that's wave 1, that's wave 2, and wave 3 is coming according to the DeMark work. So according to the DeMark Elliott wave work, this is supposed to be an absolute monster up move where you still have 3 and 5 to look forward to over time. In other words, this ETH ETF thing could be the beginning of ETH massively outperforming Bitcoin over an extended period of time, because it's right there. I mean, this is the first part. That's the second part. And there's going to be a lot more. A lot more. Okay. I'm trying to get this up for you guys. I'm going to give up on this. I'm going to see if there are any questions, because I had a lot of good tactical stuff. Do you think the ASI merger is already priced into Fetch? The merger is set to happen tomorrow. Okay, well, the AI tokens, you know, they kind of went up and then they fizzled. I wanted, oh yeah, I can do it right now. Here's the key. Here's the key with the AI tokens, right? And it's NVIDIA, right? Everything boils down to NVIDIA. Now, let's talk about this. So, you know, we just had some really smart people sell NVIDIA. We'll do this on a 4-hour chart. Okay, so here's the hidden pivot analysis on NVIDIA, and this will answer the question about the AI token. Okay, so in NVIDIA, I have 1063. That's the hidden pivot level. It was hanging out here yesterday, just above that level at 909. And then it's rushing up to its target. So remember what we had in Solana. Solana and Bitcoin, we have a bottom, and in NVIDIA, we have a top. So they're doing a 10-for-1 stock split. So NVIDIA is going to go from a price of 1,000 to a price of 100, which, you know, retail investors will like visually eat that up, even though the market cap of NVIDIA is 2.5 trillion. 2.5 trillion. This is worth more than all of crypto. So the AI trade has to switch from NVIDIA to energy, copper, and the decentralized world. That's my opinion. Now, if NVIDIA blows through this, it may take the AI world with it. Wait and see what happens. Just wait, right? When they release this new token, let the market trade. My guess is NVIDIA tops or range trades, followed by NVIDIA tops or range trades, followed by tokens taking off. Let's see if there are any other questions. Again, appreciate everyone's patience. Okay. Yeah. NVIDIA actually was out yesterday. Okay. You know, I hear all kinds of things about NVIDIA, like magical accounting and things like that. Bill, are you still selling the TV? No, I decided I got talked out of selling the TV, but my checking account is empty and I'm invested in the market. Okay. What are your thoughts on the influence of being a holiday weekend have on the market? Okay. So good question. Markets love to do disruptive things over American holidays, particularly on the holidays where they've got you, particularly on the holidays where they've got you like you've been to your barbecue, you're home, you're watching a baseball game, then they get you like with some kind of like 10 to 15% gap move. Now, sometimes that's down. Mother's Day, it was down. Okay. This time with the Ethereum ETF, I don't think Ethereum has gone up to the point where no one has bought it. I think some of this price action that you're seeing in the market where everything else is down and everyone's got to scramble to buy Ethereum is crypto hedge funds going, oh my God, Ethereum's going to 7,000 and we don't own it. We got to get our capital and take losses in whatever is down and get in Ethereum before it goes. Dr. Rose, I appreciate that. Right. Have I looked at Benji? Okay, let's look at Benji on base. Okay, so a lot of these meme coins are doing this where, you know, they're making these rounded type bottoms. You know, they're going after the Solana meme coins because my theory is they went after the ETH meme coins, then they went after the Solana meme coins because everybody like wants to dump Solana and get into something that's going to move faster because ETH may put a break on Solana. So why don't we just get in some meme coins? I think that's why Bonk is up today. I think all this stuff on base, once ETH gets to like 4,500 and people have got crazy amounts of purchasing power with ETH, this stuff could smoke to the upside. You know, right now you probably have to wait for ETH to get close to 5,000 before some of this stuff takes off. But once people have got that kind of purchasing power, once this ETF trade is over with, wow. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So anything, I'll label this, you know, and we go over Arrow and we go over this stuff every day, and pretty much it's all DCA in May, right? It's DCA in May, and then it's by CPI in June, assuming that's bad because the Fed will be pivoting hard by July. It's going to happen. You know, there are political conventions coming up. You know, they may have to talk tough about inflation in June and then just wait for something to break because that's why people want the Ethereum ETF. That's my opinion, right? In other words, why are we expediting the Ethereum ETF? I don't know. Is that because they get political points? That could be. But, you know, why did they all of a sudden decide to do it now? They could have done it a month ago. They could have done it a month ago. They could have done it, you know, whenever. Okay. So the politicians and BlackRock all got on the same page. All right. But why does BlackRock want it? Well, more attention, more advertisement. But Ethereum really, at the end of the day, is a hedge for a lower dollar. Okay. So I'm keeping it simple today because I'm operating without a producer. So that's it for today. We will see you tomorrow.